night, mate. What do you want to do tonight?
Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The key of gratitude.
You cannot exercise much power without gratitude, because it is gratitude that keeps you connected with power. Wallace Wattles, 19th century New Thought author.
I know of thousands of people in the worst imaginable situations who have changed their lives completely through gratitude. I know of miracles that have taken place in health where there seemed to be no hope. Failed kidneys regenerate, diseased hearts heal, eyesight is restored, tumours disappear, and bones grow and rebuild themselves. I know of broken relationships that have transformed into magnificent ones through gratitude, failed marriages completely restored, estranged family members reunited, parents transforming relationships with children and teenagers, and teachers transforming students. I have seen people who were in total poverty become wealthy through gratitude. People turned around failing businesses, and people who had struggled with money all their lives created abundance. Someone even went from living on the streets to having a job and a home in a week. I know of people who were in depression who catapulted into joyful and fulfilling lives through gratitude. People who have suffered from anxiety and every kind of mental illness have restored themselves to perfect mental health through gratitude. Every single saviour of the world used gratitude because they all knew that gratitude was one of the highest expressions of love. They knew that when they were grateful, they were living in exact accordance with the law. Why do you think Jesus said thank you before he performed every miracle? Every time you feel grateful, you are giving love. And whatever you give, you receive. Whether you're giving thanks to a person or feeling grateful for a car, a vacation, a sunset, a gift, a new house, or an exciting event, you are giving love for those things and you will receive back more joy, more health, more money, more amazing experiences, more incredible relationships, more opportunities. Try it now. Think of something or someone you're grateful for. You could choose the person you love more than anyone else in the world. Focus on that person and think about all the things you love and are grateful for about that person. Then, in your mind or out loud, tell that person all those things you love and are grateful for about them, as though they were there with you. Tell them all the reasons you love them. You can recall particular instances or moments by saying, remember the time when, as you're doing it, feel the gratitude begin to fill your heart and body. The love you gave in that simple exercise must and will return to you in the relationship and in your whole life. That is how easy it is to give love through gratitude. Albert Einstein was one of the greatest scientists who ever lived. His discoveries completely changed the way we see the universe. And when asked about his monumental achievements, Einstein spoke only of giving thanks to others. One of the most brilliant minds that has ever lived thanked others for what they had given to him 100 times a day. That means at least 100 times a day, Einstein gave love. Is it any wonder that life revealed so many of its mysteries to Albert Einstein?
100 times every day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depend on the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received, and am still receiving. Albert Einstein, 20th century Nobel Prize winning physicist.
Gratitude, the great multiplier.
When you're grateful for the things you have, no matter how small they may be, you will receive more of those things. If you're grateful for the money you have, however little, you will receive more money. If you're grateful for a relationship, even if it's not perfect, the relationship will get better. If you're grateful for the job that you have, even if it's not your dream job, you will receive better opportunities in your work. Because gratitude is the great multiplier of life.
If the only prayer you say in your entire life is thank you, that is enough. Meister Eckhart, 13th century Christian theologian.
Gratitude begins with two simple words, thank you. But you have to feel grateful with all your heart. The more you start to say thank you, the more you will feel it and the more love you will give. There are 3 ways to use the power of gratitude in your life, and every one of them is giving love. First, be grateful for everything you have received in your life. That's being grateful for the past. Second, be grateful for everything you are receiving in your life. That's being grateful for the present. Third, be grateful for what you want in your life as though you have received it. That is being grateful for the future. If you're not grateful for what you've received and what you're receiving, you're not giving love, and you don't have the power to change any of your current circumstances. When you give thanks for what you've received and what you're continuing to receive, it multiplies those things. At the same time, gratitude brings what you want. Be grateful for what you want in your life as though you have received it, and the law of attraction says you must receive it. Can you imagine that something so simple as being grateful can multiply everything you love and completely change your life? A divorced man, lonely, depressed, and working in a job he hated, decided to practice love and gratitude every day to change his life. He began by being positive to everyone he talked to during the day. When he called old friends and family, he shocked them with how positive and happy he was. He began to be grateful for everything he had, right down to being grateful for running water. This is what happened to his life within 120 days. Everything he hated about his job miraculously changed, and he now loves his job. His job even takes him to places that he has always wanted to see. He has the best relationships with all his family members, which he'd never had before. He paid off his car, and he always has the money he needs. He has good days no matter what is happening. And he is married again to his first love from 10th grade.
Gratitude for the abundance you have received is the best insurance that the abundance will continue. Muhammad, 6th century founder of Islam.
If you use gratitude a little, your life will change a little. If you use gratitude a lot every day, your life will change in ways you can hardly imagine now. Not only does gratitude multiply everything in your life, it also eliminates the negative things. No matter what negative situation you may find yourself in, you can always find something to be grateful for. And as you do, you harness the force of love that eliminates negativity.
Gratitude is the bridge to love.
If we will be quiet and ready enough, we shall find compensation in every disappointment. Henry David Thoreau, 19th century transcendentalist author.
Gratitude took my mother from the deepest grief into happiness. My mother and father fell in love with each other virtually at first sight, and they had the most beautiful love affair and marriage I have ever seen. When my father died, my mother suffered from enormous grief because she missed my father so much. But amidst her grief and pain, my mother began to look for things to be grateful for. Other than being grateful for all she had received from the decades of love and happiness with my father, she looked for things to be grateful for in the future. The first thing she found to be grateful for was that now she could travel. Traveling was something my mother had always wanted to do, but didn't do when my father was alive, because he never wanted to travel. My mother did fulfill her dream. She traveled, and she did many other things that she had always wanted to do. Gratitude was the bridge that took my mother out of immense grief and into building a new life of happiness. It's impossible to feel sad or have any negative feeling when you're grateful. If you're in the midst of a difficult situation, look for something to be grateful for. When you find one thing, then look for another, and then another, because every single thing you find to be grateful for changes the situation. Gratitude is the bridge from negative feelings to harnessing the force of love.
Gratitude is a vaccine, an antitoxin, and an antiseptic. John Henry Jowett, 19th century Presbyterian preacher.
When anything good happens to you in your day, give thanks. It doesn't matter how small it is. Say thank you. When you get the perfect parking space, hear your favorite song on the radio, approach a light that turns green, or find an empty seat on the bus or train, say thank you. These are all good things you're receiving from life. Give thanks for your senses, your eyes that see, your ears that hear, your mouth that tastes, your nose that smells, and your skin that lets you feel. Give thanks for the legs you walk on, your hands that you use to do almost everything, your voice that enables you to express yourself and communicate with others. Give thanks for your amazing immune system that keeps you well or heals you, and for all your organs that maintain your body immaculately so that you can live. Give thanks for the magnificence of your human mind that no computer technology in the world can duplicate. Your entire body is the greatest laboratory on the planet, and there's nothing that can come even close to replicating its magnificence. You are a miracle. Give thanks for your home, your family, your friends, your work, and your pets. Give thanks for the sun, the water that you drink, the food that you eat, and the air that you breathe. Without any of them, you wouldn't be alive. Give thanks for the trees, the animals, the oceans, the birds, the flowers, the plants, blue skies, rain, the stars, the moon, and our beautiful planet.